song and lean into Mr. Kermit?
Well, it's interesting. It actually came to me in the middle of the night. You mentioned that I'm a songwriter, and a lot of times the ideas for songwriters they come at odd times. It can be in the middle of the night, early in the morning, whenever. And so what happened was, to make a long story short, I had this dream about Kermit the Frog, but he was singing. His video was about being green, but he was singing about being black. And I said to myself, wait a minute. He's a green character. What is he doing singing about being black? But then I thought to myself, I said, how about I take that concept though, uh, do a parody video about being black using a black character, not a green frog, but a black character. So I did some research and I came up with this cute little black puppy. Uh, and then I changed. I had a guy change the music for me a little bit for copyright purposes of the music from the original video. And then I wrote lyrics, uh, replaced them with being green with being black, and formulated those lyrics around black pride and black self-worth and the confidence that we as black people need to have in ourselves going forward to accomplish whatever it is we need to accomplish. And so that's how the concept came about. It took about 3 or 4 weeks for the whole thing to come together, and then we have it out. We put it out on YouTube, and it's been on YouTube now about 3 or 4 weeks, and it's starting to pick up some steam. We have now about 6,000 views on it, yeah, and more each and every day. And so that pretty much was the concept about how this all came about. It kind of again took a life of its own. Just kind of came about in the middle of the night, and I talked to my wife about it. I talked to good friends about it, and people like, yeah, you need to do this. You need to do this. And so that's how the concept came about for me to put this video together.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Now you have a very adorable main character. How did you how did you pick him?
I'm named in Lumo, Lumo, and which is actually an African word. In a lot of African languages, Lumo means to enlighten. And so that kind of fit the whole concept of, enlightenment for young people. Yeah, truth, enlightenment of truth, uh, to to share this with again as many people as possible. So it was an aha moment. As soon as I saw that puppy, I'm gonna yeah, this is what I'm gonna go with. Yeah.
That's the one.
So yeah, that's the one.
Awesome, awesome. Now I know I was excited when I heard the video, but I was wondering what has the response been so far?
Comments that people are making is, this is still needed today. We should be proud of who we are. I'm black and I'm proud. I'm black and I'm beautiful, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And and like I tell people all the time, this is not about superiority. It's not trying to say that we're better than anybody else or another race or whatever, but certainly equal to,
True.
and need to be viewed as equals, no matter who we are, but in particular us as black people.
True.
Yeah.
Very much needed.
I grew up in rural West Virginia where, I mean, I'm an older guy, and I still remember segregation and not being able to eat in certain places, and the N word being like rolling off the tongue like it was nothing. And to be honest with you, Lana, even at times within being a black person, as you can see, I'm a darker skinned black person, but even within the black race at times, having to deal with the challenges of the old slavery mentality of, the black people, darker blacks worked in the field,
Color
lighter skinned
blacks.
blacks worked in the big house.
Yeah.
And so at times there was even my trying to prove my worth, so to speak, because I was darker, to be honest with you. And so, but to answer your question, yes, those types of things are still prevalent today, especially in the climate, the environment in this country and other places around the world, when it comes to race and all that other weird stuff that people get so hung up on. It's still relevant, and that's why I did it really, because I do see the relevance in it today.
Today. Yes. We're still unpacking a lot of stuff, so it's good you came along. You know, get the kids,
Well,
get the
thank you.
kids young. Get them young.
That's I do have a background in education.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a background in education, and so because of that, I had the idea. I said, well, what if I would take the concept of the video and kind of extend it to a educational resource kit that educators and parents and community leaders, grandparents, daycare center providers, and so forth could use as a tool, either one on one or in a classroom setting, to further facilitate the idea of Black pride and self worth and things of this nature. Yeah.
So what will people, besides the video, what will people find in the kit?
Well, it's 100% downloadable. It's a digital kit, so
Okay.
there's no sending it through the mail or anything like that. There's six different components, actually seven now, seven different components to it, and it starts out by just an overall framework for some suggestions. And we tried to do this so that the person, the facilitator, still could use their own creativity to kind of, we didn't want to structure it so that there was no flexibility, even in terms of the steps in the process for the kit. But there's an instruction guide for the facilitator. There's a setup in terms of purpose and direction. There are worksheets for the young person to use. Whereby they talk about what it means to them, to be Black. Even part of it is, how do we interact as Black people with other races? And one of the things that I did for the younger individuals, like the kindergarten ages and maybe the first graders and so forth, I did there's a picture of this dog, but it's like a picture drawing of this puppy, where the student will hopefully take a black crayon or pencil and color it in.
Okay.
And then once they do that, the facilitator will ask, like, how did you feel when you did that? How do you relate to that experience? And so there's several of those type of activities that the student, for lack of a better word, I'll say the student goes through. And then we also have a certificate of completion, so that once the individual goes through all of the age appropriate activities in the kit, then they get a certificate. Okay. And
Okay.
and it had, at the top of it, it has a picture of Lumo, the dog, and then it says, like, this is to certify that Lana Reid has completed the steps involved in the activities of this kit. The facilitator signs it and dates it, and hopefully that student or individual young person going forward can look at that as with pride and accomplishment. Yeah, in that specifically.
Awesome.
So yeah, so we try to make it as easy as possible. We try to make it fun, in that the video itself is embedded into the kit. So at any point, the facilitator can stop the activity and maybe play the video again if they want, or whatever. So it's meant to be non-competitive, a fun activity, but yet meaningful to to get young black kids and to think about who they are and what it means to be for us to be black in this country today, to contribute to what I call the black experience as a black man,
Mm-hmm.
in this country, and I'm the last person to feel that I'm better than anybody else. I don't like that aspect. I think I'm a very humble person, and I will never look at it and go, yeah, I'm black. I don't, it's not about that, to
Yeah.
me, but it's just about, how you see yourself as being equal and not inferior to anybody or anything else because of your race. Yeah, yeah,
And I
your
mean,
race.
I think we have a responsibility, especially our generation, to pour a sense of pride in who you are into our young people. So, there's a
Yeah, I
responsibility.
agree.
There's a
I
responsibility.
agree. I agree.
What age bracket is the kit for, basically?
Well, well, technically, we've come up with about 5 years old to about
Okay.
12 years old. However, the person that has been the most enthusiastic about this video and this kit is an older black guy in Chicago. I think he's in his 60s, and he called me up and he just went on and how great this is, and you need to do this and you need to do that and everything. And he said, I'm going to do it myself. So it's the way it's structured. Anybody can take it and use it and kind of go through the exercises, if nothing else, just as reminders of of who we are, or who they are. I did it inexpensively, the
Hmm.
kit. Uh, I have to be honest. If I can recover the expenses that I had to put into making these things, that would be great. For me, and I'm talking with you today, but it's not about the money. you know, for me with this, if it was, people say, well, why didn't you charge this? Why didn't you charge? Why didn't you charge? Because I wanted to make it uh, accessible to
Okay.
you know to people, and so at $20 for the kit, that's what it costs.
It's reasonable.
Yeah, which is hopefully people will look at that and go, yeah, I mean, it's certainly going to be worth spending $20 to go through this kit and hopefully impact somebody's life with it.
Hmm. I'm
Is
sure.
is the idea of what I want to try to do. If one person, 10 people, 100 people, if it makes a difference in somebody's life, you know, I'm happy with it.
And I do want to stress before I let you go that, there might be parents or caretakers of black children. They don't have to sit and wait for the teachers to say, okay, we're going to bring this into the
No,
school. They can do
no,
this at home,
Abs-
right?
absolutely, absolutely. Matter of fact, my sister, who has a daughter, and her daughter actually is my sister's grandson. He's 5 or 6, I believe, and she was like, "I'm not going to wait for the school." She said, "I'm going to help you get it into schools." She said, "But I'm not going to wait for that. I'm going to go ahead and get it so he can get started with it. So my daughter can get started with him and with some of these activities and so forth." So no, it can be used in school. It could be used for homeschoolers. It could be used for parents, grandparents, daycare facilitators, community programs. So it has a lot of different applications. I feel
Awesome.
that people can. So no, they don't have to wait for the schools to embrace it, so to speak.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Tell us how we connect with you.
Yeah. Well, if as let's talk about the video first for a minute, because the video is incorporated into the kit. However, uh, if the listeners don't mind going on YouTube to watch it, that will help me because there's an algorithm with YouTube videos, the number of people that watch it and the likes and the people that subscribe to your channel. So all a person has to do, there is a link to it, but it may be easier rather than trying to give all the letters for the link. It's just say go to YouTube, to the search bar, and put in Being Black, which is the name of the video, Being Black by Lynn, Lin, Jess, Jess, Music. So Being Black by Lynn Jess Music. And so that should pull up the video for there on YouTube. And again, if there's anybody that goes there, they like it, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment if they so desire. And so far, I've got 100% positive comments. So that could change tomorrow, but hopefully it won't. The kit, there is a website, and the website is Lumo, Lumo, blackmedia.com. So Lumo, blackmedia.com. And that will take you right to the website with the kit. Okay, so people can, and then there's a link off of the main page if someone is interested in purchasing it. As soon as they purchase it, they get an email with all of the downloadable files for the kit, so they can start using it right away for the individual that they want to use it for.